I rushed down into the basement, feeling like the steps could collapse at any second. I'm here! Hang on just a little longer! I could already hear his heavy footsteps behind me, and only then did it hit me that I never should have come down here alone. But it was already too late. I always knew I was the backup option for my parents, for the world, for boys. Because number one was always my sister, Meg, and I was simply Mabel, just number two. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments, do you have any brothers or sisters? Meg was basically a hurricane in human form. She had a million hobbies, and somehow she was the best at every single one of them. If the school needed someone for a swimming competition, they picked Meg. If a band was looking for a lead singer, it was Meg again. Theater, debate club, volunteering. Wherever Meg showed up, she became the star. Our parents said they loved us both the same, but they still favored Meg just a little more. I could feel it. For example, about a year ago, money was tight in our family. They could only send one of us to summer camp. Of course, they chose Meg. My sister didn't just have a nice vacation, she became a hero. She saved a girl who couldn't swim well and almost drowned. They even made a whole news report about it. I wasn't jealous of Meg. I just desperately wanted someone to choose me for once. The only place where I felt like I was actually someone was the pottery studio. I hung out there even during summer break.
Very nice, Mabel. Are you going to apply for the summer exhibition?
I could, but they'll probably pick someone else anyway. When I got home, I heard a bunch of voices. All our relatives had shown up out of nowhere. Grandparents, aunts, uncles. The atmosphere felt heavy. Wrong somehow. Honestly, I couldn't stand my family gatherings and their stupid questions. Mabel, do you have a boyfriend? God, of course not. Next to Meg, I just faded into the background, and all the guys only ever looked at my sister. So I slipped past my relatives before anyone noticed me. Meg was hanging out in our room, looking over my sculptures. Did you see how many people are downstairs? Yeah, they came for me. I rolled my eyes. Meg's ego was about the size of Jupiter. Hey, does your pottery studio have any open spots? I'm thinking of giving it a try. It looks interesting. There aren't any spots. I'll stop by anyway. Maybe they'll make an exception for me. You always do this! If you show up there, you'll be number one again! Leave me at least one thing! The words shot out of me like arrows. I was so worked up, I waved my hand and one of my sculptures crashed to the floor. A second later, the door opened and Mom appeared in the doorway. What happened? This is all Meg's fault! Mabel, I know things are hard for you right now. Come have dinner with the family. Thanks, I'm not hungry. Our relatives were gathered around the table, and I headed to the basement, where I had my own little workshop. As I passed the dining room, I heard Mom quietly whisper to my aunt, I'm really worried about Mabel. I slammed the basement door shut. Oh great, now I'm a problem too. The next day, I came back to the pottery studio.
Everyone, please meet Zane. He's new here.
I looked up and saw Zane. Wow. Tall, athletic, hair that looked like it had been messed up on purpose for a shampoo ad. Sneakers that probably cost as much as a month of every streaming service combined. I smirked. He was definitely here for the content. He'd snap a photo of his hands covered in clay, write something about how art helps you find yourself and disappear. Zane took a seat. Mr. Beaumont explained him the basics, and he started shaping something. And for the entire damn class, he couldn't take his eyes off me. And when it was over, Mr. Perfect New Guy stopped me in the hallway.
Hey, you're really good at this. What's your name?
Mabel.
Pretty name for a pretty girl. I think I saw you at the beach not long ago. I wanted to come over then, but I didn't work up the nerve.
I don't go to public beaches, and I wouldn't show up in a swimsuit in front of people even for $1 million.
Then I must be mistaken. But that doesn't mean we can't get to know each other, right?
So where are your buddies hiding?
What buddies?
The ones you made a bet with, that you'd hook up with some nobody. What was the wager? $50? $100? You don't look like the kind of guy who'd spend his summer hanging out in a pottery studio. He stared at me, completely lost, like he was trying to read the fine print on a label.
Mabel, I moved into town a couple of weeks ago. I just wanted to find a new hobby and some people to hang out with.
Wow, a well thought out script. Find yourself a different person to mess with. I walked off, not giving him a chance to respond. The house was weirdly quiet. All my relatives were gone. But out in the backyard, my parents, Meg, and 2 guests were sitting together, drinking lemonade and talking about something serious. I slowed down and looked closer. It was Ivy, the same girl my sister saved at camp last year, and next to her had to be her mom. Oh, great. Of course they came to thank Meg one more time. I really didn't feel like listening to another story about how my sister is a hero, so I decided to go upstairs. But before that, I noticed Mom was crying, pressing a handkerchief to her eyes. About half an hour later, Meg came up to the room. Hey, why was Mom crying?
Because of me.
I rolled my eyes again. Of course. Mom couldn't hold back tears of pride for daughter number one. The next morning, I came back to the pottery studio and saw Zane again. He was working on a vase. Crooked, awkward, clearly not great, but he was trying really hard. Every now and then, I caught him looking at me. His looks were so warm that I almost believed he really was there for a new hobby, and not because of a bet or for content. After class, it turned out we were heading the same way.
So, you still don't trust me?
Haven't decided yet. Guys like you usually don't notice girls like me.
What if I did notice?
Then you've got weird taste.
Could be.
We walked side by side, talking about random stuff. About him moving here, about school, about how much he hates unpacking boxes. And at some point, I caught myself thinking that I was actually interested. Okay, maybe he wasn't a narcissistic pretty boy after all. So, what was the catch? At home, the first thing I did was look up Zane's profile on social media. A couple of photos. Only 3 friends. The account had been created 2 weeks ago, right when he moved to town. Weird, but it didn't exactly scream serial killer. Alright, mister. Maybe I'll give you a chance. I got so caught up that I didn't even notice Meg sneaking up on me.
Are you checking out a guy? He looks kind of cute. Let me see.
You imagined it. I was picking a movie for tonight. 2 weeks went by. 2 weird, warm weeks. Zane was chasing me like he had a deadline. He bought me iced coffee, remembered little things, laughed at my jokes, even the really dumb ones. He chose me. For the first time in my life, someone actually chose me. Over time, I learned to trust Zane, and we started dating. I didn't tell anyone. I was afraid to jinx this fragile happiness. And I really didn't want Zane to meet Meg. I didn't even tell him I had a sister. Then one day, Zane got an idea.
I want to rent a cabin by the lake. Will you come with me? A romantic weekend, a boat, the stars, just the 2 of us.
My parents won't let me go away with a guy I've known for only a couple of weeks.
Then let me meet them. They'll see I'm normal, that they can trust me.
I almost choked on air. If Zane came over, he'd meet Meg, and then he'd fall for her like everyone always does. I was about to say it was a bad idea, but then I stopped myself. If Zane met Meg and still chose me, then it was real. Okay. Come by tomorrow at 6. The next evening, Zane knocked on the door right on time.
Hi, these are for your mom.
Everything's off. My parents left like 10 minutes ago. Grandma got sick, so they went to take care of her.
Oh, that sucks. I guess I should go then?
No, wait. I want you to meet my sister. I'm sorry I'm only telling you now about her. Zane looked surprised, but nodded. We went upstairs to our room. Meg, this is Zane. Zane, this is Meg. My sister flashed that same smile she always used.
What?
The one that made guys instantly forget how to form sentences. Wow, he's cute, Mabel. How'd you even manage to get him? Meg, stop! What, is he an athlete or something? Because wow, he looks amazing. Meg, shut up! He's my boyfriend! Not everything's about you! Zane panicked and slowly backed toward the door.
Mabel, I think I should go.
And then he was gone. I heard his footsteps pounding down the stairs and the front door slammed shut. Happy now? You ruined everything again! Zane didn't call that night. He didn't text. He didn't reply to a single message. Then he stopped showing up at the pottery studio. And a few days later, I got a text from him. I'm sorry, but it's better if we break up. This is all too weird for me. I cried until I ran out of tears. Zane dumped me and I still didn't fully understand why. But I knew one thing was for sure. It was because of Meg. One day, I was coming back from the studio, exhausted, barely lifting my feet. And then I saw Zane. He was walking away from our house. What were you doing here?
I wanted to talk to your parents.
Why? They're still at Grandma's. He opened his mouth, like he was about to explain, but I couldn't stop myself anymore. You came for Meg. I get it now. You saw her at the beach and fell for her. Then you noticed me and thought I was her, but when I introduced you, you realized you picked the wrong sister, right?
No, that's not it, I swear.
Don't lie to me! I just wanted someone to choose me for once. Just once! But I guess that's too much to ask. Mabel? Go away! Get lost! I can't. Not until you accept it. I accepted it a long time ago. I'll always be second place. I locked myself in the bathroom and cried until my throat burned. That night, Meg didn't come home. I didn't think much of it at first. She always had plans, always surrounded by people. But when she didn't come back the second night, panic set in. I tried calling her. Her phone was off, and later I found it in her desk drawer. That's weird. Where would she go without her phone? I need to call her parents. Mom, something's wrong. Meg hasn't been home for 2 days. Mom was quiet for a long moment. Then I heard a heavy breath and her voice tight with worry.
We'll be back in the morning. Stay home and don't do anything.
I went downstairs to the living room and turned on a movie to kill some time. Some thriller about a guy who met girls, took them on dates to remote places, and then the girls disappeared. And the guy would change his name and move to another state. Something inside me tightened. I thought about Zane and all the weird things around him. Coincidence or a red flag I shouldn't ignore? With shaking hands, I opened Zane's page. There was a fresh post, him fishing on a lake. I texted him right away. So, you did go to the lake after all. Is Meg with you?
Mabel, what are you talking about?
I put my phone away and bit my lip. I should wait for my parents and tell them everything. But what if by then it's already too late? I didn't wait. I got on a bus and headed for the lake. I kept telling myself Zane was just weird, not dangerous, and that I was freaking myself out. But the bus kept going. It got darker, and the fear just kept growing. The campground looked creepy. The lights were dim. Shadows stretched between the cabins, and the lake was pitch black, like someone had poured night straight into it. I knocked on every door until Zane finally answered.
Mabel, what are you doing here?
I came for Meg, and I'm not leaving until I see she's okay.
What are you even talking about?
You are being suspicious. A new profile, a new city. You pushed way too hard for me to come here. Then you met Meg, and she vanished. You're acting like a total psycho.
And you're acting unhinged. Mabel, listen. There's an explanation for everything. I made a new profile because I wanted a clean start. Back in my old city, I had a girlfriend. The breakup was bad. I was a mess. My therapist told me to change my surroundings, find a new hobby, spend more time outdoors. That's why I joined the pottery studio. That's why I wanted to spend the weekend at the lake. And your sister is not here.
I was breathing hard, staring at Zane. It all sounded logical. I almost believed him, until I heard a scream. Mabel! I'm in the basement! Move! I'm here! Hang on just a little longer! I forgot about safety and went down into the basement. Meg was sitting there with red, tear-streaked eyes and messy hair. Did he lock you in here? I'll get you out, okay? Everything's going to be fine. I rushed toward her, and suddenly I heard Zane's voice behind me. Cold, quiet.
Mabel, who are you talking to?
My sister! Are you blind or what?
I know everything. I found out from your neighbors. After you started acting strange, Meg died a year ago.
What are you talking about? She's right here! I turned to Meg, but there was no one there. I slowly slid down the door. Tears burnt my cheeks. Yeah, right. Meg drowned at camp, saving Ivy. And suddenly, everything clicked. Did you see how many people are downstairs? Yeah, they came for me. It was the anniversary of her death. A year ago, Meg saved Ivy's life. She came back again to say thank you and offer her condolences. Hey, why was Mom crying? Because of me. I remember how I introduced Zane to my sister, how he stared into empty space, how he left without understanding anything because I was talking to myself. Zane sat beside me and hugged me so carefully, like he was afraid I'd break.
I'm sorry I ran off that day. I got scared. I didn't know how to react. Later, I wanted to talk to your parents to understand what was going on, but they weren't home. So I talked to the neighbors, and then I ran into you.
I don't get it. Why do I see Meg? Am I losing it?
No, I think you just never really let her go.
Go away, get lost! I can't. Not until you accept it. Yeah, I guess I just didn't want to let her go.
What was she like?
We stayed down there all night. I told Zane about Meg. The way she laughed. The way she was always rushing ahead. The way she never knew how to do anything halfway. I kept talking, and for the first time, what I felt wasn't pain. It was a quiet, warm sadness. And pride. In the morning, Zane drove me home. My parents were already there. They looked exhausted and scared.
Mabel, we were worried about you.
Yeah, it all hit me on the anniversary of Meg's death, but I'm a lot better now. And that was true. I did end up going to a therapist. And it wasn't scary. We talked a lot about Meg, about how she was the brightest person I'd ever known. And that's why letting her go was so hard. Meg was a hero. I'm proud of my sister, and I'll never forget her. But I don't see her anymore. You're making real progress, Mabel. Zane and I kept seeing each other, not right away as a couple, more like two people with their own scars who decided not to hide them. We'd both been through things, and we were learning how to move forward together. I used to think I was never the one who got chosen. I was wrong. Life chose me. Meg lived for 17 years. I'll live for both of us, and I'll cherish every single day.